भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः
तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः
व्यशेमदेवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. O Lord, may we hear all the auspicious things, may see only the auspicious things, and may we have got a strong body and mind so that we shall live the meaningful life. O the Lord Indra, please be gracious on us. O the Lord, different gods, please be gracious on us. O Bruhaspati, please lead us our intellect in the right way. Om, peace, peace, peace. Dear devotees, for 15 days we had a Christmas holidays. And before that, as you remember, we were discussing sadhana panchakam. That is the fivefold practice which was given by Adi Shankaracharya, the greatest philosopher, in his work called Sadhana Panchakam. There we did try to discuss or listen to the different types of sadhanas, spiritual practices, which was listed by Adi Shankaracharya. There were around 40 spiritual practices. Now, after discussing few Prakarana Granthas, starting from Tattva Bodha, Aprokshanabhuti, Drugdrushya Viveka, Sadhana Panchakam, I thought, though maybe taking Bhagavad Gita is much better, but still I thought maybe we can go for Prashna Upanishad. The Prashna Upanishad, I'll be going to the Upanishad. The Prashna itself tells, whoever knows bit Sanskrit, they'll be knowing, Prashna means question actually. So this Upanishad starts with a question. If you see in a Mundaka Upanishad, because Mundaka, Mandukya, and Prashna, all the three Upanishads come from Atharvana Veda actually. In the Mundaka Upanishad, there is a dialogue actually. Though there also question, we see question, but it is a most of dialogue form. But in this Prashna Upanishad, which contains 6 chapters, in the 6 chapters, every chapter is dedicated with one of the main questions. And there are subsidiary questions also, but 6 questions, 6 chapters. So this Upanishad is full of question and answers. When we have a talks, we have got Q&A sessions, isn't it? So it is more of Q&A session. The whole Prashna Upanishad is with a Q&A session. I thought before going into it, what is Upanishad? I would like to discuss little. Maybe some of you already know about, for some of you might be new ones. So after discussing what is Upanishad and discussing about the Shanti mantra as an introduction, then we will, if time permits, we will go to the shlokas. Otherwise, next class we shall take. Now, if the metaphysics or the classical philosophy, how much ever we speak of reality, how much ever we say, I am the Brahman, I am that indestructible self, ultimate reality, eternal, I'm not the body and mind, especially when the seekers, when we hear this, we all listen to it and we understand somewhat and we appreciate. That's all fine. Then what about this world which we are experiencing? How much ever we hear, I am that self, indestructible self, and etc., but still somehow we question. I'm not saying it is wrong, but we question, what about this world actually? How did they create? Why did they create? When it was created? All these questions do come to us. And not only that, and our mind also boggles about the creator God. Either you can God with form or without form, or is all merciful, or whatever it may be. Who is this creator? Who created this world? Who created us? Who created so many beings and different type of species and etc. So the Upanishad has to take care of all these questions and the thinking of a human thought. So basically, the Upanishad is trying to discuss about three main things. One is, what is God, or who is God? God means here supreme self or divine supreme self. And the second is, who am I? And the third is, what is about this world called? And the relationship between this God and the world, God and the supreme self and individual self, and the relationship between individual selves also. So basically, the Upanishads, it helps us to discuss about this. And also, it helps us to rise above the flesh and experience the reality, the indestructible self, the consciousness. The Upanishads' main thrust, main goal is what? To rise us above the flesh, above this body-mind complex. And these Upanishads are very revered. Why? Because it is a part of Vedas? No, not only that. Rather, it has got a vision, spiritual vision, by which we get the understanding of the reality. Now, I said Upanishads, Upanishads. These Upanishads are part of the Vedas actually. Now, Vedas, what do you mean by Vedas? These are the ancient scriptures of the Indian wisdom. And the Veda comes from the Sanskrit word root called to know. Vid means, Veda comes from the Sanskrit root called vid, means to know. Now, as Aristotle says, or Plato or Aristotle says, man is a rational being. We would like to know always how much ever is a dull-headed fellow, how much ever is a even foolish fellow, so-called, even he also he wishes to know something. And the humankind, the human beings, the quest for the knowledge has been surpassed even not only this empirical world and even the other worlds, above worlds, different galaxies, different planets, and so far, so on and so forth. So that inquisitiveness is inborn and inherited in us. So the with is what? To know. So Vedas means it is the treasure house of knowledge. So Vedas, when we mean, though there are a voluminous books which is printed now, we don't mean that Vedas means we don't refer to the books, rather it is the treasure house of the knowledge. And it has got three parts basically, three or four parts. The first part is called mantra or samhitas. What is the samhitas? Here there are hymns or mantras which are in the praise of different gods. Now, if you see, interestingly, even in the Egypt, if you see Egypt civilization, Greek civilization, Babylonian civilization, initially, we see the gods attributed with the natural forces. The same thing, same thing I cannot say, similar thing we can see in the early part of the Vedas also. So basically in the mantra or Samhita portion, there are a lot of eulogies and there are hymns in praise of the different gods. Here different gods means like Indra, Varuna, Rudra, Marut, Shashank, different gods I means to say. Why? To attain the prosperity. The Rishi or the humankind is praising the Lord, seeking the blessings of the gods so that they can attain the different type of prosperities here and hereafter. Not only it's empirical earth, even after the death, say the heaven, above worlds, when we go, we would like to live happily there also. And the second part of the Vedas is what? Brahmanas. Brahmanas are the mantras which explain about different types of rituals, different types of sacrifices, which technically called yagna. Now, for an example, Ashwamedha yaga or yagna. How to perform Ashwamedha yaga? What are the steps we have to follow? And what are the ingredients it is required for the Ashwamedha yaga? And what is the sequence? What are the steps and what are the sequence to be used? All this basically, and how to build the sacrifice altar, which has got a lot of geometry, even for that matter. Geometry, astrology, all these things are included there. So how to perform, how to build the sacrifice altar, how, in which direction one has to sit, and in what way he has to offer the oblations, and what are the mantras has to be used, and what are the ingredients we required, and what is the procedure, what is the sequence has to be done. So all these things has been given. Now the question may come for some of us, oh, we are not interested in this ritualistic portion. We are not interested in this yagnas, and which may not be useful or which may not be possible for us, no doubt. Now, if you see the background behind this, so the Vedas are the first initial part. This Brahmana and mantras belong to Karma Kanda, the sacrifice portion, is asking us to build one's life based on ethics, based on morality, and enjoy your life. Say you would like to enjoy your life. I want materialistic prosperities. I want good progeny, wife, children, grandchildren, and I want all the materialistic prosperities like land, and we want a good rain, good food, free from diseases, free from insects, all these things which we think, if you want, yes, you can have it. How? There's a method for it. So this is a method which is called yagna. Yagna means here it is not only sacrifices or oblations. Yagnas means it is like a contributor personality actually. Give, give and take. Parasparam bhavayantaha shreya paramavapseta. That's what we see in the Bhagavad Gita. So I cannot be selfish, but I should give something to society, and at the same time, you can take something, you can aspire something from society or from the nature also. So yagnas are this karma kanda. It is not simply mere yagnas, it is not mere sacrifices. It is preparing the human mind. It is preparing the human personality to be the contributor personality instead of being a parasite or the selfish mindedness. I want, I want, I want. That's what generally with many of us we see. But here the Vedas are asking, yes, you want, you work for it and you try to get in a right way. And not only that, you should be able to give also. You should be give also, because you are taking so much from the society, and you should give something back in turn also. That's why this Pancha Yagnas was prescribed for the householders in our Vedic life, Vedic view of life. Anyhow, this mantra and brahmanas are particular to action-oriented life. Action-oriented life, basically. And without actions, one will be going lethargy, and one will be lazy, and one will be heavy on himself and the society. And interestingly, and this is the beauty of the Vedic wisdom and the ancient Indians also. So they thought, they revised their lifestyle, and they built their life with the contributor personality, and also created different type of sacrifices which are very complex in nature, which are quite costly and all things. The same rishis are their own people. They started challenging them. Okay, I perform these sacrifices and I get materialistic prosperity. And not only that, I do so many sacrifices, then after I die, I go to heaven and my place is reserved. Okay, my place is reserved, and I will stay there for so many years, maybe 10 years, 20 years, 100 years, or whatever. I stay there, I enjoy my fruits of action. And once, just like my account is nil, then I may not be able to, I will not be able to use my debit cards. So similarly, once my punya, the fruits of action has been exhausted, then again I have to come back to this earth, mundane earth, and again I have to start accumulating the fruits of action. Okay, I work and I do laborious actions, good actions, I accumulate punya, then I get credited, then again I go to the heaven and enjoy, and again I come back. So this is like a cycle. I come back, I enjoy, and while accumulating the fruits of action, it is not that everything is favorable. The life is a mixture of opposites: good, bad, right, wrong, happiness, sorrow, all these things. In the midst of all these tussles and dualities, I have to accumulate the good actions results, and I have to perform. Then I go and enjoy, and again I come back and start from zero. So the rishis or the thinkers started challenging this concept, and they started thinking, is there any other way out from this? Okay, action-oriented life is okay. Is there any other way where I can get out from this, or I can simplify this? This then they started internalizing this concept. So in the Aranyaka, that is the third portion of the Vedas, if you see, the third portion of the Vedas, there the rishis have started internalizing these sacrifices. Simple, for example, Ashwamedha Yaga. Now the king can perform Ashwamedha Yaga, we all know that, and whoever performs 100 Ashwamedha Yagas, he can get the Indra Padavi, Indra post, we all know that. Now the same Ashwamedha Yaga can be internalized. Everyone, we can consider our body as the altar, sacrifice altar, and one can, uttering the mantras, one can do the Ashwamedha Yaga. So similarly, all these yagnas, sacrifices or rituals got internalized, and worship and contemplation and different types of meditation techniques were evolved from the ancient seers of the truth, that is rishis. The actions and the going to heaven, everything was there, no doubt. But the beauty is, though they internalized and they got forward in thinking and they went further in their spiritual life or whatever, but whatever earlier they had found out, they preserved it. Why? Because I have been forward, I have gone forward, no doubt. But my successive generations or whoever is there, he may like it, he may need of them. So they preserved the earlier portion of the Vedas and they went up further. And they started internalizing all the sacrifices, actions, and different types of contemplation techniques, different type of meditations, which is called vidyas in the Upanishads. For example, Dhara Vidya and all. So all these things came. So different type of meditation techniques also came into practice. Then okay, they started internalizing. They did a lot of contemplation, meditations, or meditation techniques were evolved. Then finally, there was pure thinking among the rishis, among the philosophers. What is that? I am meditating, I am trying to get my peace, calmness, serenity, all these things, fine. After death, what is going to happen? Do I survive after the death? If I survive, in what form? Because this body has been burnt. If he has been buried, it becomes a pot full of soil, or if he is burnt, then it becomes a pot full of ashes. So this body cannot be there. Even how much ever we preserve, it may be for a long time, some more time. The longevity of this body, physical body, can be extended, but it is not eternal. How much ever you may do it. Then do I survive after death? If so, then what is that entity? What is that which is surviving after the death? Then is it real, or it has got some life? Or is it eternal? So all these philosophical speculation, philosophical questions started arising in the seer's mind, in the rishi's mind. Who am I? Before birth, where I was? After death, where do I go? In what form I live? What will be my experience? And who created me? And what is the connection between me and this world? And what is the connection between the creator and this world? And what is the connection between the creator or the God, so-called God or divine or consciousness or self, supreme self, and me? All these philosophical speculations, philosophical questions started arising in the mind of the great ones. They started thinking, they started discussing, and whatever they have found, they also started sharing with their disciples. So it was completely philosophical speculation, or speculation on the ultimate realities. Why I'm saying ultimate realities? Because the God and the world and the individual self. And finally, it is not ultimate realities, it is only a ultimate reality, or the ultimate reality they found out. That is what we call divinity, or consciousness, or the self, or the Atman, or whatever. Now, if you see, and it's also very beautiful improvement or the growth in the human mind. Initially, probably they were very nomadic and they were very, however, might is right. Whatever, who had a strength, who had a power, they would have enjoyed the life. Then they started saying that no, that cannot happen. It is an instinctive life. Then they bought the logic, they bought ethics, they bought morality, and they created a wonderful system in the society, as well as for individual and as well as for society. So basically, a life with ethics and morality. So live and let live, it happened. So it is basically a completely action-oriented life to enjoy the life to the possible extent. Then afterwards, they started internalizing these things or to find out the real, with the meditation and all, then they found out what is reality. So this is how even actually our spiritual life also progress. Initially, we are not bothered about the suprasensuous reality. We want to enjoy our life, however it may be, either by telling lie or by leading a proper life or whatever it may be. I want to enjoy my life. I want to have a prosperity. That's how a common man thinks generally, if not all times, many times. Then when his mind is refined, his character is refined, he starts thinking, yes, I would like to be happy. I would like to be peaceful. I would like to live a proper life with a proper ethics and morality and with a proper disciplined life. He wants to enjoy his life, no doubt, but with a proper intention, with a proper values. Then when he keeps on growing, then he becomes a bit contemplative, he becomes meditative, then he starts speculating, okay, about all these things. Hustle bazaar of life is enough. What is real? Who is God? Who am I? All these things. That's how the human progress happens. So the Vedas are representing the progress of the humankind or the human civilization. Now, when I said the philosophical speculations, which is the last part of the Vedas, that is called Upanishads. So Vedanta, Vedasya Antaha Vedanta, means the end of the Vedas are what Vedanta. So first you see mantra or Samhita, first part. Second part, Brahmana. Third part, Aranyaka. And the fourth part is what? Upanishad. Aranyaka means actually, Aranya means forest actually. Means the people who took a secluded life, lived in forest, most of them, and they started contemplating about all this meditation and etc. That's what we mean, contemplative life. That's why it is called Aranyaka. Anyhow, now the Upanishads. Now, though Vedanta has become a school of thought, I mean a system of thoughts or school of thoughts today, like Vedanta means Advaita Vedanta, Vishishtadvaita, Advaita, different schools of Vedanta has become today. But actually, if you see, Vedanta means Upanishads. Why? Because Vedasyanta, the end part of the Veda. Now here, end part of the Veda means what? If not all times, most of the Upanishads are at the end part of the Vedas. This is a literal meaning actually. Some Upanishads are seen also in the middle of the Upanishads or even before middle of the Upanishads. Also some Upanishads are seen or we can found in the four Vedas. But if not all, most of the Upanishads are being seen at the end of the Veda. But the real meaning is what? The essence of the Vedas. Here Anta, Vedasya Anta, it is the end part of the Vedas. That's the literal translation or primary meaning. The real meaning or the more right meaning will be that is the, what do you say, the essence of the Vedas. So Vedas, why Vedas have been given by the God or why Vedas has been found out, the Vedic wisdom has been found out by our Rishis, or to enjoy the life, to enjoy the materialistic life, or to meditate? No. All of them are in the progress or the process, they are in all the process fine. But the real aim of the Vedas, the essence of the Vedas is what? In the realization of oneself, who am I? From the devotional language, if you want me to tell, then who is God? It is not only intellectual speculation mere. It is not mere intellectual understanding. It is experience. That's why the philosophy is called in the India as a darshana. Darshana means what? View of reality. Okay, Swami, I would like to study Vedanta. I study 3 years under you. Or can you teach? Okay. I study 3 years. Now I know Vedanta. Fine. Is it the end? Is it the aim of the Vedanta or goal of the Vedas? No. Knowing is fine. The first step is achieved. It has to be practiced and it has to be made the part and parcel of life. Means it has to be experienced. So Vedas are meant for the experience of the reality or the ultimate reality. Now, Upanishad. This is the actually Upa, Ni and Sad. Upa and Ni are two prefixes and Sad is the word, the dhatu there, the word, verb. Upa means actually near. Ni means, what do you say, down. Upa means near. Ni means down. And some people also argue that it is called as a nishtha, sincerity. Some argue. Now, Sad. Sad means to sit or exist. So, Upanishad means to sit down near. To sit down near means what? To sit down near Guru and know the truth. That is what the implied meaning there. Now, this Sad in the Shankaracharya, Adi Shankaracharya, the greatest philosopher of the Advaita Vedanta, the non-dualism, in his Bhashyas, in his commentaries, he gives more explanation about this verb, the Sad. Sad has got three meanings. Sad Visharana. Sad means Visharana, one is. Sad means Gati. Sad means Avasana. Again, these are beautiful words actually, if you understand. Visharana means to loosen or destroy. To loosen what here? To loosen the ignorance or to destroy the ignorance. So Sad means Visharana, one meaning. Visharana means to loosen or to destroy. So destroy what? Loosen what? Here to loosen the bondage or to destroy the ignorance. Then Gati. Gati means we all know that it is like a goal or the path. It takes us to the ultimate reality. Gati means it is a path which helps us to, which takes us to the ultimate reality. And avasadhana means it ends, it destroys. It destroys all our sufferings. It ends all our sorrows. So the Upanishad means it is the knowledge of the Brahman, knowledge of the ultimate self, by knowing which, means by experiencing which, our ignorance is destroyed and all our sufferings has been ended. So this is what Upanishad. Any question?
Yes, this sad, what you are saying, is it with the mudhanasha and or the sad because of this connection later becomes mudhanasha?
Upanishad, it is a sad actually, but when it gets a sandhi, then it becomes Upanishad.
So the word that you explain as Visharana Gati Avasadana, this is for Dantesha and
Yeah.
the.
Yeah.
So there are few other questions with the previous thing. Should I wait till the end or I should ask?
Yeah, maybe if possible, if you can wait, then I'll finish it off. Is it okay?
Yeah,
Or you want to ask?
No problem. Yeah.
Okay. And basically, though there are more than 200 Upanishads, in the Vedas, but traditionally 108 Upanishads has been accepted. Though more than 200 Upanishads are there, because of some reasons, 108 Upanishads has been accepted traditionally. Among them, 10 Upanishads are considered as major Upanishads. 10 Upanishads are considered as major Upanishads and 8 Upanishads are considered as minor Upanishads. And the Prashna Upanishad it comes under one of the major Upanishads. So Isha, Kena, Katha, Prashna, Mundaka, Mandukya, Aitariya, Taitariya, Brihadaranyaka, Chandogya. You need not to bother about the names and all. It may be too technical for all of you. Just I'm giving just an information. Okay. Now, probably Upanishad means it is a Vedanta Vijnana. And this Prashna Upanishad has got mainly 6 questions. And it is considered traditionally, it is complementary to Mundaka Upanishad. So after reading Mundaka Upanishad, if you study Prashna Upanishad, it is nice. That's what generally people tell. Now, what are the 6 questions? Which is interesting. Again, I fear that I am oversimplifying it just to, create a inquisitiveness and to keep the class probably bit, live and probably everyone can follow it. So I'm oversimplifying the questions here. The first question is, how did the life begin? Interestingly, regarding here, this is the only Upanishad, I think, as I know, regarding the speak of matter, energy, and all here. So the first question is, how did life begin? Now, again, one more the point is, in every chapter there are intermediary questions also. There are few other questions are also there, but overall, the first chapter can be summarized as, how did life begin? Second is, what is a living being? What is a living being? Second question. Third is, what is the nature of being and what is after death? Life after death. Third is, what is the nature of the being? And the fourth is, what establishes human being? Fifth is very interesting topic for most of us. What is meditation and why we have to meditate? Fifth is, what is meditation and why we have to meditate? Here Omkara and all it comes, Pranava and all. And sixth is, what is immortal in man? So you should also understand, man means always human being here. So people should not think, what about woman and all? So here the man means, the Upanishad using the word man in the form of neutral gender, that is human being. So first question is, how did life begin? Second is, what is a living being? Third is, what is the nature of being and life after death? And the fourth is, what establishes human being? Fifth is, what is meditation and why we have to meditate? Sixth is, what is immortal in man? Now, probably I will give a simple example, a simple explanation of this Shanti mantra. If time permits, I'll go into deep. Otherwise, we'll take next class. Now, Om Bhadran Karnebihi Shrunuyama Devaha. Actually, Deva is there. When you break it, it becomes Devaha. O gods, may we hear auspicious words with ears. Bhadram. Om, we all know, there's a sacred letter and which is denoted the God or the Supreme Self. Now, Bhadram. Bhadram means auspicious, good, or beneficial. Bhadram means Mangala, means which is whatever is auspicious, whatever is good, whatever is beneficial. Beneficial in the right sense, of course. Karnebihi. Karna means ears. Karnebi, instrumental verb is been used there, through the ears. Karnebihi means through the ears. We all hear. I'm talking now, you are all hearing. How? Through your ears. So that's what Karnebi. Through the Shrunuyama. Shrunuyama, may we hear. Devaha means the presiding deities. Now, here the Rishi is praying. Now, first probably, why every Upanishad has got a Shanti mantra? Every Upanishad has got a Shanti mantra. And how the Shanti mantra is decided? The Upanishad belongs to Veda, whichever Veda, based on that. Now, for an example, Mundaka and Mandukya, Mundaka and also the Prashna, both of them have got same Shanti mantra because they belong to Atharvana Veda. If any Upanishad belongs to Atharvana Veda, then it will be Bhadran Karnebihi Shrunuyama Devaha. And sometimes 2-3 Upanishads or few Upanishads belong to one Veda, but still there can be different. There are 2, 3, 4 Shanti mantras is there, which is a part of Veda. There the Rishi decides, or whatever for Rishi comes to the mind, he will be taking the Shanti mantras. Now the Shanti mantras, if you see, there are totally in all the 4 Vedas, there are 10 Shanti mantras in total. 10 Shanti mantras. Sana Votu, one Shanti mantra. Asatoma Sadgamaya, one Shanti mantra. Bhadran Karnebi, one Shanti mantra. Anyhow. Now, some Shanti mantras are general in nature. It is a general prayer, anytime, anywhere we can do. And some Shanti mantras are particular in nature. Now, this Bhadran Karnebi is a general in nature. It can be done anywhere, any place. And whereas Sahana Vavatu, for an example, Asatoma Sadgama is also a general prayer, whereas Sahana Bhavatu, it is particular. It is particular with a study and a particular with especially teacher and student, basically. Now, why do we need Shanti Mantra? Now, Purusha Prayatna, self-effort is most essential part for our success and failure. No doubt. But in spite of how much ever we struggle, sometimes we cannot reach our goals, our targets, etc. How much ever we try. Why? Oh, we say because of my bad luck, because of my fate, all we say. So this there is also a childish idea among all cultures probably. Oh, why did I get fail? Oh, because God thought. God wrote on my forehead, basically. That is a childish idea. God never decides whom you should marry, whom you should not marry, or whom you should, your parents or your children, or whether you should be poor or rich, whether you should have a pen or pencil, or whether you should have a iPhone or an Android phone. No, He doesn't decide any of them. Then who decides? It has been decided by our own actions. Means, so the law of karma is not a fatalistic theory, it is the science of infinite possibilities. Oh, he is a very lucky person. He is a very lucky person means he has done good actions either in this life and in the previous lives. Oh, Swamiji, how much ever I try, there are a lot of problems, lot of obstacles, lot of challenges, and lot of failures. Is it God is partial? No, because of the bad actions I have committed in this life and moreover in the previous lives. Now, sometimes I'm trying to be good and I'm trying to do good actions with all efforts and all, but I don't know what will be going to happen, because future is always mystery, isn't it? So we also need some the help of the divine, or when we are children, we seek the help of the parents. And when we are students, we seek the help of the teachers. And also in our life, how much ever we grow and how much ever we're strong-willed person and how much ever we try, we don't know. Future is uncertain many times. So that is the reason we need the divine intervention. We need the divine help. So that's why in the Upanishad at the beginning, there's a Shanti mantra. Why? So the student and the teacher, both of them are seeking the Lord's grace, Supreme Self's grace, so that let our study be fruitful. Let our study be free from all the obstacles. So why do we have to do prayer? So that we can seek the divine intervention, our obstacles may be reduced, or the intensity of the obstacles may be reduced, or I may get energy, I may get strong willpower, I may able to face and I may able to transcend and supersede all these obstacles. So that is the intention of the prayer. And the Shanti mantra is nothing but the peace chant. Peace chant's intention is also seeking the divine intervention, so that let me free from all the obstacles and let me complete my task, whatever I have taken. So Purusha Prayatna and Ishvara Krupa, that is self-effort and the God's grace. Okay, so probably I'll not be able to go deep. So just I will give the word-to-word meaning today, and next week I shall go to deep. Now, Bhadram Pashyema Akshabhirya Jatraha. Bhadram Pashyema Akshabhihi Yajatraha. Bhadram, so auspiciousness, good, beneficial, you already know. Pashyema. Pashyema means, Pashya means we know, see. Pashyema means may we see. So there, Shrunuyama we said, may we hear. Here Pashyema, may we see. Akshibihi, how we can see? Through our eyes. So Akshibihi means here through our eyes. Yajatraha. Yajatraha means one who is worthy to be worshipped. Means again Devaha only. Devas only. Here Deva means not the God with the capital G, here gods with a small g. Different gods. How to understand? For example, in the government, there's a prime minister or a president. And there are also cabinet ministers also. There's a cabinet where it is headed by a prime minister and he has got different ministers. There's an health minister, education minister, transport minister, and all these things. So similarly, God with a caps G is only one, no doubt. He has got his own cabinet. So here Devaha in the plural, it means here small g, different gods, including goddesses, means these are all demigods. Okay. Then Sthirairangais Tushtuvagam Sastanubihi. With steady limbs, we shall prize the gods. So Sthiraihi. Sthiraihi means firm or with steady. Sthiraihi, firm. Angaihi. Angaihi means our body parts, our limbs. Tushtuvagam saha. Tushtuvagam saha means praising. Then tanubihi, with our bodies. May we have steady limbs and we shall praise the gods. So here one more prayer is included. May with our steady limbs we shall praise the God means, oh God, give us good health so that we shall be fit enough. Here health means physical, I mean, it's not only physical health, mental health, emotional health also is brought here. Veshema devahitam yadayuhu. Okay, I've got a strong body. Then I will enjoy the world. I will have a merrymaking. I will have a sense gratification. Is it so? No. How to spend the life here? Veshema. May we enjoy a life that is beneficial to the gods. Veshema means may we live or may we spend. Devahitam, that which is for the welfare of gods. So welfare of gods means what? Dharmic life, or righteous life, or ethical life, moral life. That's what we mean. Then yat, which ayuhu, lifespan. So may we have got a strong body and may we have got a lifespan by which we'll be able to do the beneficial work, which is pleasing, God-pleasing life. Okay. Swastina Indro Vruddha Shrabaha. May the Indra of ancient fame be auspicious to us. So Swasti. Swasti means well-being. So from the Swasti only Swastika has come. Swasti means well-being, blessings, auspiciousness. Swasti Naha. Na is there. When you split it, when you break it, it becomes Naha. There Visarga Lopasandhi is there. Naha. Naha means for us. Then Indraha. Indra is a demigod who is the king or the leader of the Devatas. Indra Vruddha Shrabaha. Vruddha means great, Shrabaha means fame, one of the great fame. Means he's a great famed person. His fames are great, unlike that. Swastina Indro Vruddha Shrabaha. Then Swastina Pusha Vishwavedaha. Swasti, good, auspicious. Naha, for us, Pusha. Pushan means God of the earth. So in the Vedas, every limb of our body and every natural force have got a presiding deity. So the God of the earth is what? Pusha or Pushan. So we are asking, be propitious to us. Swastina Pusha Vishwavedaha. May you be propitious to us. Okay. Swasti Nastarksho Arishtanemihi. Swasti Naha Tarksho Arishtanemihi. Tarksho means here, it is a common noun that is called Garuda. The vehicle of the Vishnu, Garuda. Tarksha means Garuda. May the god Garuda, the destroyer of evil, be well disposed towards us. Like Garuda is known for his mighty strength and for his speed. So like that, all our evils be well destroyed. Let be destroyed. That in that sense, they have used the word Garuda. Then Swasti Naha, Swastino Bruhaspatir Dadatu. Swasti Naha Bruhaspatihi Dadatu. Bruhaspati is the guru, the teacher of the Devatas. So may the Bruhaspati ensure our welfare. So may he takes care of our welfare. How? By having a right intellect, by having a right thinking, by having a right thoughts. So the Shanti Pata is done is what? To be free from all the obstacles. And it ends with all the Shanti mantras ends with the Shanti. Shantihi, Shantihi, Shantihi. 3 times Shanti the word. Why? Because one Shanti is being told that to get away from the 3 tapas, 3 types of sorrows. The first type of sorrow is what? Adhyatmika. Adhyatmika sorrow is made like from one's own self. Because of my laziness, because of my wrong attitudes, because of my bad actions, and because of my own mistakes. So whatever the obstacles, whatever the problems I'm getting because of my own actions, let it be cleared, let it get dissolved, uh, let me be free from all these problems. Then the other Shanti is told, second Shanti is told to be free from Adi Daivika. One is Adhyatmika, the second is Adi Daivika. Adi Daivika means I may get problems from demigods, I may get problems from planets. Like people say, oh, the Saturn Shani is in my seventh house, so I have got a lot of problems, we say. Basically, we can get from uh, different gods or different unseen forces and all these things. So let the whatever the difficulties I may face from them, let it be free from them. Then Adi Bhautika. The third Shanti is what? Adi Bhautika. Adi Bhautika means I may get from problems from animals, from birds, insects, or from different people. Oh, Swamiji, my neighbor is a nuisance. Every day he keeps on worrying, he keeps on troubling me. That can be the, oh my God, in India, especially when we were in Belur Math, in summer, it is so humid and so much temperature. And morning 3:30, 4 o'clock, we have gone and we have sat because of the humid weather and because of the heat. We want to sit for meditation with at the most a thin wrapped cloth. We're using a chadar or uttariya with a thin wrapped cloth sitting, and in between there are injections with the mosquitoes. Oh my God. Because of mosquitoes, I may not be able to meditate. So like that, we may get a lot of these things from different animals or different beings and different people and all. So this problem also may be I may be free from this type of problems. So Adi Bhautika, Adi Daivika, Adhyatmika. So all our problems or sufferings, whatever we face in our life, has been categorized into these three things: Adi Bhautika, Adi Daivika, Adhyatmika. So let all these problems and sorrows may be reduced in my life so that I can lead the peaceful life. And probably this Shanti mantra has got still very interesting and very deep meaning. For example, Mangala, auspicious, we are saying. So the commentators say that the auspicious means what? Which is profitable for me, which is favorable for me, which is good for me. We think that maybe that is also there, no doubt. But the real meaning is, what is auspicious? Either it is called God or Brahman. So we should seek the God, we should see the God, and we should seek the God, and we should see the God. See the God means what? Experience the God. So that has got a beautiful, deep meanings in that. So by the God's grace, let us try to understand in the next sloka. I thought I will discuss that, but time didn't happen. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Shri Rama Krishna Arpanamastu. Yeah, any questions? I'll be happy to answer now.
Should I ask?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Um, so from the four parts of mantra, Shanghita, Brahman, Aranak, and Upanishads. Yeah. So the concept of Shargo, from which part it has been there, like
In the mantra and the mantra or samhita. Samhita or mantra is first part. Second is Brahmana. In these two things, you can see the Swarga.
okay. And then I have the question of.
I mean, in Aranyakas also we may find it, but it is much pertaining to mantra and samhita basically. Mantra and Brahmana. I mean,
Brahmana.
Samhita and Brahmana. Yes.
Yeah, and then you mentioned that for yajnas, the different altars, how to make the sacrifice, the geometries, they differ from one yajna to another.
Yes, there are 5 types of altars actually. 5 types of altars. I mean, in broad classification, 5 types of altars. So different type of altars we have to do for different type of yajnas. All are not, like for example, someone is bird shaped, someone is square, some is semicircle, some are in circle, complete circle. I mean, just I'm giving a rough shapes I'm used to style like that. Yes, and even the directions are also there. Some can be in east, some in northwest. All these things are there. Yes.
So now for the traditional homas that we see being performed, so do also they differ or they are one particular type?
Yes, even I've seen in South India at least, I've seen in different monasteries and different places where even now they have got this different type of in the Yagnashala. Yagnashala means it's a place where they will have the altars, sacrifice altars. They will have different type of altars, and based on the sacrifice they do that. But what we see in the houses and in the most of the places now, they are very general yagnas we are making now actually. They are mostly, it is a Puranokta and it is based on the Agamas and all. The Vaidika yagnas which we are speaking of, Avani yagna and all, that is very few people they are doing actually nowadays. Unfortunately, very few traditional people are doing it, but not everyone.
But what about in the like the mission tradition when the homas and yajnas are done?
So in the mission tradition, the Ramakrishna mission tradition, say first and foremost, monks, we are not supposed to do any Vaidika yagnas. Okay, it is only for grihasthas. It is only for householders mainly. Okay, now monks we are not supposed to do yagnas at all mainly, and we don't do yagna, we do homa actually.
So that they are distinct from.
Yaga, yagna, homa, these are all different things. So we do homa actually.
Okay, that clears. Okay,
So
yaga.
only we can say that we do a type of a similar to Vaidika yagna. Some we may say that which we do traditionally in the Durga Puja. Though it is not completely, but to some extent you can say. But otherwise, all our yagnas are homas are actually, that is mostly, and it is a tantric nature. It is mostly in the homas which we do in our ashramas. It is homa, not yagna even actually.
Then you mentioned somewhere the Karmakanda initially started with the ethical way of life, individual and the social, and there the idea is that based on the fruits of action, one will go to the concept of Sharga and Punna and all these things are there. So that so in the Brahmana and Sanghita, so it's a eternal cycle. So there is no break to that. So
What do you mean by eternal cycle?
like in the Upanishads, we know that they say that there's the concept of mukti, moksha. And in the first two categories, it's
Yes,
like.
for them, moksha is going to heaven. That's all.
Okay.
They also say moksha. The nature of moksha has been differed. I mean, differed in the sense discussed. And in the when it comes to Upanishad, the moksha is what ending the cycle. So breaking the chain basically there. Okay, that's what the Upanishad says. But when it comes to Samhita, Brahmana and all, it is moksha means what? Going to heaven, attaining heaven. In the Semitic religions, you see, going to heaven actually. But there, the nature of the heaven in the Semitic religions is permanent in nature. You go to heaven, you go to heaven. You go to hell, you go to hell eternally. That's it. But in the Vedic way of heaven, the Vedic view of heaven is what? Initially, probably they might have thought, but at least what we get from the Vedas is they go to heaven and once they exhaust, they come back. So the way Sarga is not eternal. Staying in Swarga is not eternal for the Vedic Rishis, yes.
So in the initial part of the Karma Kanda also, there had been a very specifics on the law of karma, like good, bad, and then the effects and the fruits of action, what you get.
Yes.
So then you said that in the Aranyak part, then the rishis started to challenge the concept of, like, they wanted to explore if there is a way to break the chain, and you said that they internalize the sacrifices. And that the yajnas then mapped into different kinds of meditation.
Yes.
Okay.
See, because the society, if not all, many of them started feeling heavy because this slowly the yagnas became so complex in nature. You have to do, it needs a good amount of money, it needs a good amount of people, and lot of, few yagnas are simple. There are few daily rituals which everyone has to do, and that's okay, simple. It is a simple, like lighting a sacrifice and offering a milk or water or a ghee, that's like that simpler ones. For an example, Agnihotra. Agnihotra is a Nitya Karma, daily obligatory duty, everyone has to do that. There are simple like that. And there were also very rituals which are very elaborate. Somayaga, for example. Somayaga. So which was very elaborate and which consists a lot of money. So some were relinquishing it, some started feeling that they would like to do it, but it is not possible because of the limitations and all. It is not that it was a compulsory. These yagnas was compulsory for everyone except few daily rituals. But people started feeling that we would like to do it, but we are not able to do it or whatever. And moreover, the advanced intellects, they started feeling, why is there a requirement of all these rituals so much? Okay, they have got their own values, never mind. If someone wishes to do, fine. But is there any way out? We can get it from without this getting into this elaborate rituals. They started thinking, they started questioning, and even some places they have been challenged also. That's how the progressive thinking, progressive thought process we can see, and that's how it got internalized.
Mhm. And then you said that with 100 Ashwamedh, one gets the title of Indra. So what kind of other titles are there?
This is what often quoted even I hear, but I'm not very sure technically what are other things are available. Or rather, there are few yagnas. If you do this particular yagna, you'll go to particular loka, and if you do something, you'll go to Pitruloka, and you'll go to something, you will go to Gandharva Loka. There are like that. There are mentions, but padavis, I'm not sure. Only I know only this about this Indra Padavi, which is often quoted. If you do 100 Somayaga, 100 Ashwamedha yagas, you'll get a Indra Padavi.
Mhm. But when they internalized this towards meditation, did they follow these kind of titles or nothing?
They were not bothered about what are the results of it. They only bothered about the internalizing them, and by the time their mind got diverted from this fruits of action, what I'm going to get, and they started internalizing them and they started meditating. Probably they got much more satisfaction in that.
Makes sense. Yeah. Okay. So, and the last one, because I have not read, so I didn't understand. You said that complementary to Mundaka Upanishad. So that means some questions are there in the Mundaka or the answers are there, and then some other aspect or the perspective.
Not exactly, because see, in generally, once you finish Prakarana Granthas, the system goes like this traditionally in Advaita Vedanta. Once you read few Prakarana Granthas, then you study Bhagavad Gita, then you go to Upanishads, then Brahma Sutra. So when you take Upanishads, then they say generally first you take Mundaka Upanishad, because Mundaka Upanishad is simple and straightforward. And more or less, especially regarding the Brahman, what is Brahman, what is the nature of Brahman, these things has been very beautifully is been described in that way. And this Prashnoparishad is a part of the Atharva Veda. So they're both are complementary to each other, they say. They're complementary to each other, they say. But if you read Mundaka and if you go to Prashna, it is better. That's what traditionally they say.
So these are questions from my side.